Now I am starting with the process group of all: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling, closing. And this will be our whole day 1 to day 5 PMP, which includes actually all the thing what we have studied in those 5 days. So if I begin from today's knowledge area, which is project integration management, it's one of the most important knowledge area where we have to start the project, we have to plan the project, we have to execute the project, we have to monitor and control our performances, and we have to close the project. So the first process which is started with our first process, which is develop project charter. And based on the rule of process, every process requires some input. And then they will be requiring to produce output, some tools and techniques. So we said to start any project, I need to have a business case and benefits management plan. Business case contains the needs of the business, why you want to do the project, what is the purpose, what is the requirement, and benefits management plan contains the financial benefits, and we select the project with least payback period and highest financial returns. Benefits management plan also includes assumptions, constraints, risk. Also, it contains the benefit owner name, and it also contains strategic alignment and assumptions with which you are working with. So once you have business documents and you have the requirement of the project, you will hire a sponsor and you will give him the business document. Based on those business documents, a sponsor will hire a seller and they will make the agreement between them. So customer, sponsor, and seller. Seller might have the business partner, so they will also attend this meeting. Before the meeting, they could have expert judgment, they could have data gathering from the past projects, and they will use meetings as a tool to complete this process. And the output of this process will be project charter. What project charter contains? Project charter contains high level objectives, high level assumptions, high level risk, high level constraints, major milestones, exit criteria from the project manager name and authority, and sponsor name and authority, initial list of stakeholders. When you have become the project manager, you have identified yourself by the sponsor as a project manager. Now you will start working on the project plan. So the next process is develop project management plan, and output of previous process will become the input to next process. So the output from previous processes were project charter. Based on project charter and based on the requirements like requirement traceability metrics, stakeholder register, we will prepare our main document called project management plan. And I will never make project management plan as a project manager by myself. Instead, I will take the help from experts. I will use the skills of my team, and for that we will do meetings, and I will be able to produce a consolidated document, which is the subsidiary of all the plans. This project management plan contains 10 plans. Which 10 plans? Scope management plan, schedule management plan, cost management plan. So all the 10 plans with requirements management plan, change management plan, how the changes will happen in the project, configuration management system, when the changes will happen, how we need to update it and how we need to distribute it, and our three baselines: scope baseline, schedule baseline, cost baseline. Scope baseline is the only baseline in project management which contains three documents: scope statement, work breakdown structure, and work breakdown structure dictionary. So 10 plans, 10 management plans, change management plan, configuration management plan, and three baselines will compile one single document along with other project documents. What are the other project documents? Activity list, milestone list, schedules, requirement traceability matrix, resource requirement, risk breakdown structure, risk register, resource breakdown structure. All those documents from all the processes will compile into a single document called project management plan. Once you will prepare this project management plan, you will submit to the stakeholders. Once they will approve it, then you will start working on executing according to the plan. Once you have your project management plan approved, now I will enter into my next process, which is direct and manage project work. What happens here is we execute according to the project management plan. This is our guide how to work in the project, what standards should be followed, what quality requirements are, which procedures to be followed and tailored. Everything is mentioned here. For sure, from some processes, we might be getting approved change requests. So we have to implement those change requests. And to implement, you have to be in executing stage. So once you will be executing, your main output will be the project deliverable. And while you will be producing the deliverable on daily basis or hourly basis, you will be issuing work performance data. And from the first day, you will be maintaining issue logs. What will be the issue log? The risk which could not be countered and they have become an issue, they will be recorded in the issue log. So once we have issues, we have to solve them while producing the deliverable and while issuing the work performance data. I will take this issue log to the next process called manage project knowledge. Based on this issue log, what went wrong, how we solve it, how we fix it. To update this knowledge, we have added a new process, manage project knowledge. What we do here, we create lesson learned register from the first day of the project, and we keep this updated throughout the project. What we do here, we do the knowledge management. If something is not available, we create it. If something is there, needs to be updated, we curate it. If something is there, we need to modify it. So we will do the knowledge management throughout the project. We'll keep collecting the lesson learned in this lesson learned register. And at the end of the project, we will update this lesson learned register into the OPAs or project archives. So while you are working, you will be updating your knowledge throughout the project. It will help you. It will give you the predictive approach, which means you will have the predictions that you are working in the right directions, as well as it will guide you to other project managers in your organizations to complete the task. While executing, we have learned that executing and monitoring and controlling are parallel to each other. So while executing, based on work performance data or work performance information, work performance data will be input. Work performance data will be input to the controls, control scope, control schedule, control cost, and those controls will issue the work performance information. So those work performance information will be consolidated together, and on those basis we will be able to produce change requests when we will submit this in the form of work performance reports to the stakeholders. Once stakeholders will review the work performance report, and then they could ask you for the change request. What will happen for the change request? My responsibility is to give you the artifact or template for change request. You will fill it and you will submit it to me. Once I will receive the change request, I will sit along with my team and experts and I will analyze this change request, that how this change will impact my project constraints. You cannot approve anything, so you will write down your recommendations whether to approve the change or reject the change on those basis. Then this change request will be forwarded to the change control board. Process name is called as perform integrated change control. What happens here? In change control board, we have customer, sponsor, subject matter experts. You also chair the meeting and your organization experts. When all of you are sitting here, you have already provided your recommendations. So change control board will look at your recommendations and will verify with the sponsor, are you sure you really want to do this? This will be the impact of it. If they approve it, what will happen? This approved change request will be given back to the executing again. So, okay, implement the change request. And if they reject it, so you will put it back. In both cases, you will update the project documents and you will update the stakeholders that the change request was filed and this is the status. If it is approved, you will implement it. Once all the changes are implemented, this circle will continue. From change control, it will come back to executing. From change control, it will come back to executing. This process will continue throughout the project. And once finished, we will close the project. And to close the project, you have to perform administrative closure. And to perform administrative closure, you need all the documents, your contracts, your agreements, your statement of work, your schedules, your approved change request, your customer acceptance, procurement documentations, and supplier evaluation. Once you finish this, you will be able to close the project and you will have your final output. Once you will have final output, you may require to make the transition with the help of a sponsor from project to operations. Once you will transfer it, then you will submit the final reports to the key stakeholders or relevant stakeholders, and you will update your OPA with the help of project archive and lesson learned register. This process will keep going on at the end of each phase, or once we will do it at the last of the project, once the project is finished. That was a complete integration. I tried to explain and as best as possible. Thank you very much.